How about a big round of applause again for Davis? Martin on the kick. Touchdown, Jaguars! Touchdown, Jaguars! 2. Touchdown, Jaguars!
We had a good spring. I thought we introduced kind of the way we want to practice and made it about our fundamentals, our strain to finish, played through adversity, and just sticking to the same message in terms of what we wanted our players to focus on. We had a few new guys added, excuse me, a few new guys added at the semester that we got to see things from. Positions on defense, positions on offense that we needed to fill. But coming away from it, I thought we had a great spring. I really did. I thought we understood the tempo we want to practice at, the physicality that we want to practice at. I felt like we got a lot of fundamental work, prepare the foundation for our summer. Our guys have been talked to. They'll continue to be talked to through finals about how important these next 90 days are and getting yourself prepared for the beginning of fall camp. But I thought the coaches did an outstanding job of building relationships, connecting with their players to start changing some of the culture in some of their rooms, and I'm excited about the work ahead of us.
On a day like today, what are you looking for? Or is this just a normal practice like a Thursday is?
There's a media answer and there's an honest coach answer. And, I don't like to take my team out there when we got to play for real in August. I don't like to throw them out in front of the Romans to entertain them, but that's part of it. It's part of what we do in this business. It's an entertainment business. And so you have to find a way to entertain people and keep your roster healthy. I told Julie I'm probably the only person in this town that cares that these guys all show up at the end of August 100% healthy. But everybody wants to see a little bit of football in the middle of April, and I understand that. But what I wanted to see today specifically was just be vanilla, Rob, Will. We don't need to show anything. Call it from a napkin. And, I just want to see the guys play fast, use their base fundamentals, communicate, get plays in and out, get things communicated on the field with each other, and just play fast. Just continue to make base calls out there that we can operate with. There is I tied both of Rob's hands behind his back and cut him off today in terms of what he could call, and Will did the same thing. So I was pleased with the effort they gave. It is sometimes it might be even hard for an average fan to go out there and watch it because it's so vanilla and watered down, but I was proud of the intensity the guys had out there on the field. And it's not the flow of a game, so it's hard to simulate that, but we're not going to put our guys through a full game in the middle of April.
Gio didn't, I don't think, complete a pass today, but just overall the spring, what have you seen?
He's had a great spring. I mean, I was sitting out there today, and it was about on our fourth third now, and I was like, we had a pretty good offense this year. We had a very similar spring game last year. We had a really good offense. The year before had a pretty similar spring game the year before. And the first year, I think we had lightning, it got canceled. But those are not indicators. To me, what I'm looking for on days where you're not game planning, you're not carrying the full, game plan, the full playbook, is how do they operate and just what is their attitude towards practice. They kind of know what this day is, so there's a tendency to have one foot in the parking lot, and I was pleased to see a more 4th and 1 mentality out of them. But Gio specifically, I've seen great things from him. About 90% of the stuff that we do was not shown today, so we were very, very vanilla, but I've seen great decisions. I've seen plays off schedule. I've seen anticipation on balls. I've seen the mental game, understanding the situations, checks, 2-minute drill. He operated the 2-minute drill by himself yesterday. We let him call the 2-minute drill by himself and did a great job there. So just a lot of growth, a lot of growth.
What happens now? I mean, from now to fall, what do you want to see? What's going to be the important aspect of the program?
You know, Rod Grace came in late as a strength coach, so some of the things that we're going to do in May and June will help us catch up, you know, to what we need to do from a physical standpoint. You know, our summers, we've kind of already looked into it and how we want to do some of our OTAs and just maximize the time that we have for some of the guys that are coming in and out of the portal, and the development of those guys for those 2 months is vital. So it's going to be fundamental based. I mean, I know that's something that coaches say a lot, but we need to be good at the base movements. If you're a guard, it needs to be your angle blocks. It needs to be your pulls. If you're a tackle, your pass sets, you know, your B blocks. If it's a quarterback, it's your drops, your footworks. DBs, it's your pedal. Just making the dominant response consistent in your fundamentals, just over and over and over again, to where those things are muscle memory. And so we're going to spend a lot of time in the summer doing that, and then obviously schematically guys learning what to do.
What's your process for naming a starting quarterback, or is that already been done?
We don't really have, you know, a rote protocol. All three of those guys are out there competing, and you know, we're not. There's just so much football. There's so much time with the portal now, with people coming in, coming out. You know, we feel good about the players that we have that can play above the line football at that position, and so we're really looking at all of those positions that way right now. Is there's so much stuff that can happen in finals and portal in June, July, that to make some decisions now is premature. Let's get through the summer. Let's see where the development and progress is there, and then once we get into the August months and we start seeing scrimmage 1 and 2, we can start, you know, defining our roster.
You mentioned the portal. You know, obviously that's, I guess it's open now, but you start to see some activity here in the next few days. Just guys coming in and maybe guys leaving. Just what's kind of the feeling, the process, that sort of stuff. You
know, I mean, the feeling is good. You know, I'm sure we'll have some guys enter the portal. I'm sure we'll pick up some guys from the portal. And, you know, for me personally, it is what it is. You know, if they came out next year and said the field's 110 yards long, then we're just going to adjust to it. We're going to play on a 110-yard field. I mean, it's that simple. So, you know, they come out each year and they change rules, and we adapt to it. And this is a rule, and you just adapt to it and you move on. And you feel really good about the core of the players that we have and the guys that want to be here and are going to play great ball for us next year.
How many spots do you have available, and how active do you think you'll be in the portal? Just having seen the end of spring.
We'll have spots available. I don't get into our scholarship numbers because that's, you know, an advantage for someone else in recruiting. But we have numbers available, and we have some spots that we want to certainly, you know, hit.
Any particular position areas that you?
Our backer position on defense. You know, we need to add some people from a backer's position, and then we're always looking to improve our offensive line. You know, those are kind of, you know, offensive line, defensive line, your tight ends, your backers, your front. You know, you're always trying to find players that can add in there. We've been fortunate. We got a lot of wide receivers back, so we're not really looking as much skill, but there is some skill spots we are looking for.
Anything else for Coach?
Jared Hollins is a young guy, probably should be getting ready for his senior prom right now. What are some things that you've seen out of him today that you're liking?
Just, you know, right now, 90 days, been so pleased with his development and just how he's come on campus and just, you know, the word I'm trying to use, just orientated himself. He's come in and he's adjusted so well. I mean, I look at his grades. Everything says 90 to the right of his name. I see him learning the offense, and you know, you look over and you see a throw go in there, and you're like, you know, that's not really a freshman throw. That's more, you know, a guy who's been here who can see things and see great development. And he's just got to continue, like a lot of us when we come in as quarterbacks. You know, there's times where we flash, and then there's times where, oh boy, we look like a freshman. But I've seen more of the other, you know, and I've seen great development from Jared, and I'm really excited about, you know, getting back into the summer, because you know you have that initial learning curve, and then you come back the second time. And I tell these guys, it's like getting a video game for the first time. The first time you play it, you stink. The second time you pick it up, you're like, I'm not so bad at this. And that's the way it's going to be the second time you come through that install. So his first curve went like this, and then it'll plateau, and then when he goes to the summer, it'll go up again. But great person, same consistent guy every day. That's what you need as a quarterback.
Just in general, defensively, what have you seen this spring?
You know, I start up front. You know, Bubba, Maurice, Carlos, RJ, some guys who played a lot of ball last year have done some good things and developed. I've seen Jordan Norman come on, and he's taken the role. Him and Lamondre are playing the role of Jamie Sheriff. We've got to continue to grow and develop at that position. And, you know, he was the guy who started 3-4 years for us, was just super productive, super solid. So we've got to continue to grow there. The 4 backers with Dalton Hughes, Blaine Myrick, Gavin Forsha, and Khalil Jacobs. All 4 of those guys did really well this spring. You know, we lost Dalton the last 3 or 4 practices. We lost Khalil for about 5 or 6 in there, but all 4 of those guys have done really well. We've got some great new bodies. You know, when you lose Cuddy, you lose Yam, you lose Jordan, you lose 3 out of the 4 on the back end, but you got Fortenberry in, you got Scruggs in, you got Webb in, Ricky Fletcher played a ton of ball, Reggie Neely's played solid ball for us. So all 5 of those guys, we've got tremendous young talent. We've just got to learn how to communicate back there. We've got to have our eyes in the right place, but I saw us take strides in the 15 days. That'll be a position group that as we go through the summer, you know, we've got great talent, just how they can continue to communicate and work together. But I've seen great things from that side of the ball this spring.
What I like to see is that we're growing a lot. From each scrimmage to this spring game, you know, our defense is just coming together really good. And, I mean, it's hot outside, and I could tell that didn't really affect us today. So that's really nice to see.
You guys seemed like you know, early on especially did a pretty good job today. What was kind of working for you guys?
Yeah, it's just, you know, being consistent. That's what we teach out there. And, you know, we've been doing this for like a month now, so you know it's the last thing to do, and you know everybody's excited to do it. We've been doing it for so long, so we just came out here and showed what we could do.
The growth of the secondary, in particular, what have you seen from them this spring?
Just growth. I mean, that's pretty much it. We got a lot of young guys coming in, and you know filling spots that we lost last year, and you know I think they're buying into the system, and it's looking really well for us.
I feel like I've grown a lot. Because, you know, last year I was doing scout team, so I didn't get many reps. So I feel like this spring ball just helped me get a feel of my teammates and the reps and the concepts and stuff like that. And Robbie Zell been a great help at that. Great help.
In general, throughout or today, you know, made some plays. I know you had the one long breakaway run.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you feel about how you did today?
I felt like I could have did better. You know, we always do. But overall, I feel like we got better today. We fought some adversity today. And we got to make better plays, but in the long run, it'll help out for us. It'll be good for us to have days like this.
What's the competition been like with you and the other quarterbacks? You know, just everybody getting their opportunities. What have you?
It's been fun and genuine. Like the QB room is serious at times, but the times when we need to be, you know, loose and communicating with each other, we do that, and we have a great relationship between us 3. And Jared has come along well. So, and me and Gio always had to connect. So. Adding on Jared being new, yeah, it's a good QB room. I love it.
Just today's a small portion of like the whole spring. You know, you don't show what you fully got. You know, at the spring game, I feel like we had a really great spring, and just everything we did to like today's is a small portion of like what we have to show during the season.
What do you throughout the spring? How did things go for you? You felt like?
Just got better with everything schematically, and then like just knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. It took it day by day. You know, of course there's humps in the road, but I feel like I got better each day.
What needs to improve for you personally, for the offense as a whole, as we get ready for the fall?
Offense as a whole, I'll say just still understanding fully what your assignment is. We just got some schematic stuff we messed up, but for me personally, everything. You know, I can't say I'm just good at something, so I pretty much just want to work at everything each day.
You said Jared Hollins this spring.
He's going to be a good player. Got to gain some weight still, but he's going to be a great player. He's really talented.